Well, these are stressful times, and this additional stress could be causing health issues. Among them, migraine headaches, which can be debilitating. Earlier this year, the FDA recently approved an acute treatment for migraine in adults from our sponsor, Biohaven Pharmaceutical. To learn more about how it works, we are joined by Dr. Wade Cooper, Director of Headache and Neuropathic Pain at the University of Michigan. Dr. Cooper, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Toddy.
So I'm definitely can relate to experiencing more headaches, but what is a migraine and how does it affect us and who does it impact?
Well, thanks for asking that question, Toddy. We know that migraine begins with a sterile inflammation on the lining of the brain. Once that happens, a pain signal is sent deep in the brain itself, and it activates our sensitivity to light, to sound, to smell for some people, and nausea. And of course, activates pain. So a lot of patients who have migraine not only have hours of persistent pain, but also have a sense like they might throw up, or they have to turn off lights or lower sounds. And what's not fair about this is this affects about 1 in 5 women aged 20 to 45, a bit less common in men. And it also occurs sometimes without warning. Sometimes people are running about their day and then have a migraine attack, which leads them to cancel plans from their family, from their work, from all kinds of other things they've got going on. And as you know, your viewership is busy people.
Very true, very true. So what are the triggers of some of the triggers of migraines?
So anything that irritates the nervous system can activate migraine. That includes things like skipping meals. That can include things like environmental stimulus, like tobacco smoke for some people, certain food additives. Sometimes stress and chaos can do it. And with COVID around and all this extra chaos in people's lives, we've seen that really impact our people with migraine, which is why we have some really cool things to share and why I wanted to be with your show today to talk about this. There's been some remarkable breakthroughs in how we help people with migraine, including this medication, Nurtec ODT.
So how does Nurtec ODT work?
Nurtec ODT essentially eliminates that inflammatory component that begins the bout of headache for people. There's a specialized protein called CGRP, and this is really what stimulates the inflammation on the surface of the brain. Medication like Nurtec ODT stops that inflammatory signal from activating the rest of migraine, so that our patients who use this medication can turn off a migraine attack in many situations. That means they don't have the headache piece, but they also don't have the nausea or the light and sound sensitivity that comes along with this.
Wow. So what has been some of the feedback that you've been getting from your patients about Nurtec ODT?
So that's the best part about this. A lot of my patients are starting to find ways to turn off a headache right when it occurs. And the way that Nurtec works is it stops the headache at the source. It stops that inflammatory stimulus before the headache starts. So patients can get back to what's important to them, get back to work, taking care of their family, whatever is important to their schedule, and no longer have that wrecking ball of migraine stealing days away from them without warning.
All right. So now what would you advise patients who think that they have migraines but aren't sure?
Well, here's the issue also. Our patients with migraine are kind of silent warriors. A lot of times people don't access care when they're having recurrent headache, either because they've grown up in a household where people just expect to have migraine and that's just what it's going to be, or they're around coworkers who don't understand migraine and think because they get better with a simple over-the-counter medication, everyone should, and don't appreciate migraine is a neurologic disorder that impacts millions of people. So if someone has symptoms where they have recurrent headache and they've got light and sound sensitivity or nausea, or they have headaches that interfere with their quality of life, or they can't work or can't keep up with their social obligations, you got to go see your doctor. There's good treatments out there. There's brand new breakthroughs in therapy that can help you improve your treatment for migraine.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. No more toughing it out, people. Go see your doctor. We appreciate you. For more information, visit the website nurtec.com. Again, that's nurtec.com.